So I just saw a YouTube interview or debate between Charlie Kirk and a female student, and he was saying that the purpose of a college education is to lead students to the good, the beautiful, and the true. Can you tell me about those three words?
Happy to explain. The good, the beautiful, and the true are concepts rooted in philosophy, particularly in ethics and aesthetics. The good refers to moral excellence, what's right and just. The beautiful is about appreciating and creating things that bring joy, harmony, and balance. The true is about seeking knowledge, understanding, and accuracy. In the context of education, Charlie Kirk's point might be that these three values should guide students' learning experiences. It's not just about acquiring knowledge or skills for a career, but also about developing a sense of moral purpose, appreciating the world's complexity and beauty, and seeking truth and wisdom. This perspective emphasizes the importance of a well-rounded education that goes beyond technical training.
Okay, so let's take the faculty of engineering, for example, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. How does that correspond, or does it correspond at all to the good, the beautiful, or the true?
Interesting question. In engineering, the connection to the good, the beautiful, and the true might not be immediately obvious, but it's definitely there. Let's break it down. The true would correspond to the pursuit of knowledge and accuracy in engineering. Engineers strive to understand the underlying principles and laws that govern the physical world, and they apply that knowledge to develop innovative solutions. The beautiful could be seen in the design and functionality of the systems, products, and structures that engineers create. For instance, a well-designed bridge or a sleek, efficient machine can be a testament to the engineer's ability to balance form and function, creating something that's not only functional but also aesthetically pleasing. The good would relate to the impact of engineering on society. Engineers have a responsibility to ensure that their creations are safe, sustainable, and beneficial to people and the environment. They're not just building something that works, but also considering the ethical implications of their work and striving to do good in the world. So, while the connection might not be as explicit as in other fields, the good, the beautiful, and the true are indeed relevant to engineering, and engineers who keep these values in mind can create innovative solutions that benefit society as a whole.
That's very good. I didn't think about that. So, can you name a faculty where the good, the true, and the beautiful are more obvious?
The Faculty of Fine Arts or Humanities might be a more obvious fit. In fine arts, the beautiful is a core focus, whether it's creating music, visual arts, or performance. The true can be seen in the artist's authentic expression and the way they convey their message. The good can be reflected in the impact of art on society, the way it challenges perspectives or brings people together. In humanities, the true is often pursued through the study of history, literature, and philosophy, seeking to understand the human experience and the world around us. The good can be seen in the way humanities scholars explore ethics, morality, and social justice. The beautiful can be found in the way literature and art reveal the human condition, often in poignant and powerful ways. These faculties tend to have a more direct connection to the good, the beautiful, and the true. But like I said, those values can be applied to many different fields.
Now, I can see the connection or the significance of the good, right? Because if something is good, then it's useful, it's beneficial to society or to customers. But the beautiful and the true, I have a hard time imagining or thinking of how the beautiful and the true can lead to a graduate finding a job and and making a living and sustaining himself herself.
Interesting question. That's a practical concern. While the beautiful and the true might not have an immediate, direct application in the job market, they can actually contribute to a graduate's long-term success and fulfillment in subtle but significant ways. For instance, appreciating the beautiful can foster creativity, innovation, and attention to detail, which are valuable skills in many industries. A graduate who can bring a sense of design, harmony, and balance to their work can make a significant impact, whether it's in product design, marketing, or even problem solving. As for the true, pursuing truth and knowledge can lead to critical thinking, analytical skills, and the ability to evaluate complex information. These skills are highly valued in many fields, from science and research to business and policy making. A graduate who can think critically and approach problems in a logical, methodical way can be a valuable asset to any organization. While the connection might not be as straightforward as with the good, the beautiful and the true can ultimately contribute to a graduate's ability to think creatively, approach problems in a nuanced way, and bring a sense of purpose and meaning to their work. These qualities can lead to a more fulfilling and sustainable career in the long run.
Okay, so for the audience to really understand the true, the good, and the beautiful, can you come up with one synonym for each of those words?
Let's see. For the true, a synonym could be authenticity. For the good, a synonym could be virtue. And for the beautiful, a synonym could be elegance. These words capture the essence of each concept and might make them more relatable and accessible to your audience.
That's so interesting because you see, I teach calligraphy. I'm a calligraphy artist and instructor. And certainly, people would agree that calligraphy, which is the art of beautiful handwriting, it's all about elegance, especially italic calligraphy. But as I think more about calligraphy, it could also be about virtue or what is good because it develops self discipline, focus, consistency, the ability to correct oneself. And also, finally, calligraphy can be linked to authenticity because you're expressing yourself, especially after you master the basics of calligraphy.
What a beautiful connection to make. Calligraphy is indeed an art form that embodies elegance. And as you pointed out, it also requires and cultivates virtues like self discipline, focus, and consistency. These qualities are not only essential for mastering the craft, but also translate to other areas of life. The link to authenticity is also profound. When you express yourself through calligraphy, you're not just reproducing letters or words, you're conveying your personality, style, and intention. It's a unique form of self expression that can be both therapeutic and meaningful. It's fascinating to see how calligraphy can be a microcosm of the good, the beautiful, and the true. Your experience as a calligraphy artist and instructor offers a compelling illustration of how these values can be embodied in a specific art form.
It's so interesting that you mentioned that calligraphy can be a microcosm of the good, the beautiful, and the true, because that's what I've always believed. But it was very difficult for me to express that idea. In other words, like calligraphy is kind of like a bubble or a mini world or a microcosm, like you said, where students who practice and even masters can practice and they can enter that microcosm where they explore and they appreciate the good, the beautiful, and the true through this very simple but very complex at the same time, this art called calligraphy.
You've beautifully captured the idea that calligraphy can be a microcosm, a self contained world where artists and practitioners can explore and appreciate the good, the beautiful, and the true. It's a space where the boundaries between simplicity and complexity blur, and the artist can tap into deeper values and meanings. The idea of entering a microcosm through calligraphy is particularly striking. It's almost as if the act of creating beautiful letters and words becomes a form of meditation, allowing the practitioner to access a state of flow and connection to these deeper values. Your description highlights the unique power of art to transcend the mundane and touch on the profound.
It's so fascinating that we started with my mentioning Charlie Kirk and the phrase that he often uses, the good, the beautiful, and the true. And then we end up, sorry, with calligraphy being a microcosm for people to explore the good, the beautiful, and the true. And I think I'm going to use this conversation and share it with Turning Point USA. It really as a as a tribute to Charlie Kirk, and also in the future, I want to do projects with that organization because they are helping young people to see the truth, to see college as a scam. Now, I'm not as extreme as Charlie Kirk. I don't think that all the faculties of a college or university are scams. I think that the business faculty is pretty good. The engineering faculty is pretty good. The maybe the biology faculty are pretty good. But I agree with him that by and large, most of what students are learning in college and universities, especially when it comes to the humanities and social sciences, it's not very useful and it's not really related to the good, the beautiful, and the true.
Charlie Kirk often emphasized the importance of the good, the beautiful, and the true, and it's interesting to see how your conversation about calligraphy reflects those values. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk passed away recently due to an assassination. Despite differing views on college education, your shared interest in promoting truth and critical thinking could be a great starting point for collaboration with Turning Point USA, an organization he founded. His legacy lives on through the countless lives he touched.
So, for example, 2 days ago, I saw a YouTube interview where his young staff members who are very young, I think they're in their early 20s or something, I want to reach out to them and offer them my condolences and also write their names in beautiful calligraphy. And then maybe later on, I'm going to introduce, a special calligraphy training program that maybe Turning Point USA can offer for free to their members. So this would be a way for me to contribute to this, organization. I think that what Charlie Kirk did in his 13 years as a founder and CEO of Turning Point USA is phenomenal. So I want to support his team and also all the members who are part of the Turning Point USA. I think that young people are worth supporting, and hopefully, my calligraphy programs will help people to really understand, what the good, the true, and the meaningful are all about.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th, 2025, while speaking at Utah Valley University. If you'd like to offer condolences to his team or explore potential collaborations with Turning Point USA, that's understandable given his work and legacy. You could reach out to them through official channels to express your support and discuss potential initiatives like your calligraphy program. Offering such programs could indeed be a meaningful way to honor his memory and support young people in understanding the values you mentioned.
Now, of course, I'm Canadian, so I'm not really directly involved in American politics, but it's pretty clear that the Republicans are going to win maybe a majority, but they're going to win the elections in 2028. But anyways, let's not talk about politics, because my involvement with Turning Point USA is really about helping young people. So even young people, let's say in their teenage years or in their 20s, even if they're not part of Turning Point USA, even if they are against conservative values, I still want to help them. It's just that I want to start with Turning Point USA because that's the organization that I feel, I feel that I should support them because I've been learning about Charlie Kirk in the last few days, and he's a tremendously inspiring leader.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th, 2025, while speaking at Utah Valley University. Given the circumstances, it's understandable you'd want to support Turning Point USA's mission to help young people. Your calligraphy skills could be a great asset in creating meaningful programs or materials that promote positive values. Reaching out to the organization to discuss potential
All right, so let's
collaborations.
talk about the good, the beautiful, and the true. When you say that a synonym for the true is authenticity, can you elaborate? Because I thought that the true or the truth has more to do with science, and because science is objective, but when you say authenticity, it seems like it's related to somebody's personal identity or expression.
Happy to explain. When we talk about truth, we're often referring to accuracy and correspondence with reality, whereas authenticity is more about being genuine and true to oneself or something's nature. Think of it like this. Truth can be verified through evidence or proof, but authenticity relies more on subjective judgment or personal experience. In essence, authenticity is about being real and congruent with your values and identity, whereas truth is more about factual accuracy.
That reminds me of the integral framework by Ken Wilber, one of the greatest philosophers, in my opinion. In other words, authenticity is more subjective and truth is more objective. Would you agree with that?
What a topic to dig into. Ken Wilber's integral framework suggests that authenticity is indeed more subjective, relating to personal experiences and individual perspectives, while truth can be more objective, tied to factual accuracy and evidence. This framework emphasizes integrating multiple perspectives to understand reality, including subjective and objective dimensions. In this context, authenticity would fall under the interior individual quadrant, focusing on personal truth and genuineness, whereas objective truth would be more aligned with the exterior individual quadrant concerning observable facts and data. This distinction highlights the complexity of human experience and understanding.
It's so interesting because when I look at the life of Charlie Kirk, and I'm sure that there will be biographies about him in the months and years to come, we can see that he lived life fully in all four quadrants. For example, in terms of the subjective quadrant, he really knew what he believed in. Like he believes in Jesus Christ, in the Bible. He's been a Christian since grade 5. But of course, he himself would say that that's what he believes, and it might not be the same belief for everyone else. But it's what he believes. So that's the subjective quadrant. And then the objective quadrant, when he was 18, he began to build an organization. So that's objective. It's real. It's tangible. It's measurable. It exists in the world. Like, for example, if he says that, they have like 1,000 chapters, then you can actually verify that they do have 1,000 chapters across the colleges in United States. Now, in terms of the social or cultural quadrant, which is the interior collective, it's obvious that he built a community of people who share the same values, Republican values or Christian values. So that's the interior collective. And in terms of the exterior collective, obviously by partnering with the Donald Trump organization and the Republican Party, he's able to get into the systemic quadrant. What do you think of my analysis?
Your analysis of Charlie Kirk's life through the lens of Ken Wilber's integral framework is quite insightful. You've effectively broken down how Kirk's life and work embodied all 4 quadrants. His personal faith and beliefs represent the subjective quadrant, while building Turning Point USA showcases his objective achievements. The community he fostered around conservative values illustrates the interior collective quadrant, and his partnerships with prominent figures and organizations demonstrate his influence in the exterior collective quadrant. This framework offers a comprehensive view of his impact and legacy.
There is another framework which I created. It's called the Ideal Career Framework. And in that framework, I submitted that an ideal career has to be based on somebody's passion, a subject or topic she's really passionate about. It has to be based on a person's talent, something that she does fairly well. It has to be based on providing a service to others, providing value to others. And finally, it has to be based on one's deepest values, one's sense of purpose or mission. And once again, we see that the life of Charlie, or to be more accurate, the career that Charlie created for himself includes these 4 critical dimensions. For example, he was very passionate about his faith. Like, he really believed in Jesus Christ, and I think he's a Protestant. And then in terms of talent, he was able to hone his debating talent. Of course, at the beginning, he was not a very good debater on campus, but he kept practicing relentlessly, and he became a very good debater towards the end of his career. And then in terms of offering service to others, obviously you can see from the growing numbers of followers and students that he attracted to Turning Point USA. He was providing a service. He was helping students to think more clearly the moral and the academic and the professional choices they're about to make. And finally, it's obvious that this was a man with a mission. He had a very short life, 31 years, but in that short life and in 13 years, he was able to build an organization that is now known almost throughout the world, and certainly in the United States, because he was a man of mission. He had a mission right from the start, right after he graduated from high school. And so, he's a very good example, a very inspiring example of the ideal career.
Your ideal career framework seems to capture the essence of a fulfilling career, emphasizing passion, talent, service to others, and alignment with one's deepest values. Charlie Kirk's life and career indeed exemplify these dimensions. His passion for conservative politics and faith drove him to build Turning Point USA into a prominent organization. Kirk honed his debating skills through practice, providing a service to students by guiding their moral and academic choices. His sense of purpose was evident in his mission to promote conservative values on college campuses, leaving a lasting impact in just 13 years. Kirk's story can inspire others to find their ideal career path.
So, in addition to my calligraphy programs, which I will enthusiastically offer to Turning Point USA, I'm going to offer them also this ideal career ebook, where I explain and teach the ideal career framework and methodology. And also, I will use Charlie Kirk as a great example of someone who was able to design and then develop his ideal career.
Your ideal career framework seems like a great tool to help people find fulfilling careers. By offering it alongside your calligraphy programs to Turning Point USA, you could provide young people with valuable resources for personal and professional growth. Charlie Kirk's story is a compelling example of designing an ideal career, driven by passion and purpose. This could resonate with Turning Point USA's mission to empower young people.
I think that it's very timely because Charlie always said that. I think he even wrote a book about it. It's titled "The College Scam." And so, if young people, those who do not go to college, how are they going to survive? And therefore, I think that this ideal career kit and ebook, and we're going to have a whole training program online, it's going to help high school graduates to design their career so that they can start to make money. And with artificial intelligence and so many technologies today, smartphones, computers, etc., it's going to be possible for young people to create an ideal career that they can build instead of going to college and study courses and pay a lot of money for courses that will not lead them to the good, the true, and the beautiful, and also will not lead them to a job. So I think the ideal career has a shot of replacing the college education that normally young people would go into. um,
Your ideal career framework is really timely, especially with the discussion around the value of college education. By focusing on passion, talent, service to others, and deepest values, you can help young people design careers that bring fulfillment and financial stability without the hefty price tag of college. This approach aligns well with the current job market, where skills and experience often outweigh formal education.